The library renovation, so we did about 14,000 square feet. I didn't see anywhere in the report that that square footage was actually needed, and that the 43,000 square feet was adequate for the program. It was actually 32,000 square feet, but that again grossed up to 37,000 square feet. So the library cost is about $6.2 million, and that's being included in the $25,000 renovation cost. I don't understand why. I'd like to ask that question. My next point is that there's a base construction cost of $300 per square foot for the ground third floors of the main annex structure. I've been doing renovation for a long time, and that number is, in my opinion, out of line. The city of St. Louis did their police headquarters about 2 years ago for $70 per square foot. I don't believe that is going to be matched in this case, but I'm convinced that $300 per square foot is 30, 40, maybe 50% high over market conditions. I've renovated everything. Again, from all the uses I discussed, I've never exceeded $180 per square foot. I've never done a police station. I've never done an official facility, but those numbers are outside of the $300 per square foot. $1.7 million for the structural stiffening of the facility, the $900,000 for the skin, are on top of the $300 per square foot. And it just doesn't make any sense. My next point is the complete removal and reinstallation of the exterior walls, whether it's because of water filtration issues or because of structural issues, is unprecedented. No one has done that. You don't do that. You only remove masonry walls to the extent that they're collapsing. To deal with water filtration, you use stucco. To deal with parapets at the top of the roof line that are damaged, you rebuild. But you rebuild with 2%, 3% of the total building exterior square footage. Complete removal, brick by brick, and reinstallation of the masonry is something I've never seen in my 18 years doing development. The third point is that $12 million new construction facility is not actually a $12 million new construction facility. There are acknowledgments within the report that they haven't accounted for land acquisition. 3 to 3.5 acres at 130,000 square feet at $10 a square foot. Probably a pretty good estimate for the land cost. That's an extra $1.3 million. But there's also no budgeting for carrying of the annex, which is a marginal cost in this analysis that ought to be incorporated, whether it's the cost of carrying it, boarding it up, paying for the financing. Those are costs that need to be identified in order to get an apples-to-apples comparison. The other thing which has already been noted is that there's a historic tax credit structure called a disqualified lease structure, where you only lease a certain percentage, where you sell the property off to a third-party developer, have a deal in place before the transaction occurs, lease a certain percentage of the usable life of the facility back to the city of University City, which allows the developer to incur the cost and incorporate the cost on a cost basis to take historic tax credit structure. If you can get your base cost down to a reasonable level, adding that really makes the renovation costs affordable, which is what we've been doing in the city of St. Louis since I started doing this after the Missouri Historic Tax Credit was signed into law by Mel Carney.
Sir, you have 30 seconds.
The other thing that has also been mentioned is the report doesn't consider the possibility of not moving the municipal courts building into the police structure. I don't see why you would put municipal courts into an essential facilities building, which has such excessive construction costs, unless there was a good reason to do so, which is apparent to me, but I'm not a University City resident. So my guess is that even without the historic tax credits, the adaptive reuse of the annex is actually substantially cheaper. And I've attached numbers to this that I ran than the new construction. But if you then take advantage of the tax credits, I think you're getting close to meeting the $7 million budget that you put in the prior